Today, we are talking about the worst thing in existence, Chainsaw Man. Now that that's done, Pokemon's become fucking dog shit. Nintendo makes every new generation worse. They haven't released a great Pokemon game in 10 years, and now the sales are dropping because they find new ways to screw over their customers all these years later. I've been holding this in for 8 years. I love Pokemon so much, and year after year I sat there watching them abuse and fuck it right before my eyes. But enough is enough. I've reached my breaking point. Fuck it. This has been coming for a long time. I just want to run through some common defenses you hear for this game and Pokemon in general.
It's good for a Pokemon game.
No, it's fucking not.
It's not a mainline Pokemon game.
Okay, you know what else weren't mainline Pokemon games? All Pokemon Ranger games, all Pokemon Dungeon games, all of them. Pokemon Rumble, all Pokemon Coliseum games. Even the fucking MOBA they made was better. Their mobile games are better. They have Pokken and shit. There is no excuse for this.
It's not the developers. They just don't have time to make the games.
You look right at this fucking mega evolution of Starmie and tell me the developers are not part of the problem.
But wait, this is the fifth best-selling Pokemon game ever.
That's a weird way to say this is the worst-selling Pokemon Switch game of all time and the worst-selling Pokemon game of the last 10 years. Cause that's the subtext. People will say things, then they won't actually include the context. The statement is this is the 5th best-selling game in the franchise. And the context is that every game in the last 10 years has outsold it. Just because it's the 5th doesn't mean shit. In fact, it's bad, but I can't really describe it right now, at least. Book of text on screen, I guess, but moving on. The main inspiration of this video is me genuinely tweaking at the Mega Evolution designs. But I have so much more to say about the state of Pokemon. And later on, we'll talk about Gen 10 and the next 5 years Pokemon games that have leaked. But first, I have felt this way and never said anything. Here it is. Why modern Pokemon is dog shit. First of all are the downright retarded choices. For example, they modeled the buildings, like made models, took pictures of the models, then put those pictures onto blank cubes to make the buildings. Do you know why they did this? Okay, if you needed to make a map for a game, what would you do? In Minecraft, you can't render the entire world at once. Your render distance is limited. So what do you do? Maybe have off-screen entities unrendered or any area you can't see just removed. Maybe create different sections of the city, different areas, smaller sizes, split the city up. This would make it larger, more detailed, and easier to render on the Switch 1, which, by the way, costs $100 more now than when it dropped 8 years ago. Well, Nintendo did none of that. The entire map of the entire game, all 40 plus hours of story, takes place on one entity. That's right, the entire map is one piece that stays rendered at all times. Of course, this causes a lot of performance issues, which are easily mended by stripping all models of detail and pasting PNGs on their outside. And these windows are fucking hideous. Anywhere you go in the city, if you actually look at the game, you notice how atrocious this shit is. Gray boxes everywhere, with small, shitty gameplay sections. And guess what? Not only does the city fucking suck, but so does the movement. No riding Pokemon. Shit that we've had for more years than I can count now. No movement, no fun. Take the only somewhat alright part of the last few games, throw that out the fucking window and replace that with ladders and planks. Walking simulator. A lot of the gameplay is climbing and parkour, which is just walking. This entire game could be called just walking. You'll see what I mean later. No running, just walking. But what about the Pokemon battles? That's way more than walking. Hot fucking dog shit. Seems good on the surface, but it'll age poorly, I think. For me at least, I know for sure. For one, the stupid ass lock-on mechanism. You can tell this was designed by a 47-year-old Japanese man that doesn't play games. You have to be locked on at all times. I mean, I'm always locked in, but you have to actively hold a button too to do this game. If your attack collides with something or is slightly off, it won't do shit.
Oh, look, I'm winning this battle.
Oh, wait, no, I'm fucking not. My attack just clipped an obstacle. But none of that is as bad as mistiming. This shit gives me PTSD. Allow me to explain. I don't get angry at anything ever. I genuinely can't bring myself to care enough to get angry because if something bothers me, I drop it immediately. The one thing that does make me angry is little fucking things that should work and be incredibly simple, but for some reason keep fucking up for no fucking reason. Stay with me now. I accidentally put a hole in my first apartment because of Pokemon Go. I've lost several phones because of Pokemon Go too. In Pokemon Go, if you play online, it's incredibly mathematic and complex. You get light attacks which charge a special move. The game entirely relies on using your special and switching out strategically. The numbers are set in regards to who will get their special first. You can only attack so fast. But, this incredibly detailed back and forth means that even though you are guaranteed to get your special first, even 1/10 of a second delay will lead to your opponent reaching their special first. You could dominate an opponent and get completely fucked because your shitty internet blinked out for 1/10 of a second, not to mention the constant fucking server lag. I got to the top level and it was fucking maddening. You can play perfectly with sublime strategy, but any sort of delay and you instantly lose. It's fucking maddening, especially when rewards are based on win streaks and you have to start over. I would genuinely start fucking tweaking, knowing I did everything perfectly, invested time into the game and building a team, and I would win just to instantaneously lose because of my internet or server lag or my opponent's internet. The game genuinely brought the worst out of me. I would be stressed the fuck out, irritable. One time I whipped my fucking phone at the wall and it literally lodged into my wall and I covered up the hole with paper. Does this make me sound like a fucking loser? Absolutely 100%. That's why I stopped playing it many years ago. Just recounting that story made me feel fucking disgusting. Like, how the fuck did I waste my time on that shit?
Knowing I did everything perfectly to play the game.
By the way, I wasn't like Hassaning my dog or beating my girl because of the game. By the way, I don't want people to think I was like some psychopath with anger issues or something. So I didn't turn into some abuser. The game just made me really fucking miserable and irritable. The point is, imagine building a game around the entire concept of mistiming and instantly fucking losing.
Why the fuck?
Because the live battling in this is cool, but the timing is fucking horrendous, especially with the lock-on mechanics. If someone has a super effective move on you, by the time they're done switching in, they've basically nearly two-shot you. Like in original Pokemon, everyone gets a turn. You are guaranteed the ability to actually play. If you have a slow Pokemon and someone switches in a fast one, by the time you get back into it, they've already gotten several shots and you can't do shit. You can see this in other people's game footage. That Lysander fight, bro had a Venusaur. Mega Gyarados switched in and damn near instantly fucking two-shot him with Ice Fang. I haven't even fucking dared mention glass cannons yet. If you have a fast and frail mon, just give it up, bro. Something switches in, you get one-tapped. Your attack clips something or misses, you get one-tapped. And because of the movement of the game, you can't make use of their speed to avoid it. I've never seen a battling system with so much potential be so inherently retarded. Fast-paced battles, but you can't move fast at all. And if you don't move fast enough, then your strongest Pokemon immediately dies without a fight. Then, the controls make it so much worse. Did I also mention if you get hit 3 times, you have to start over? And again, movement is dog shit and slow. And especially when you have 50 fucking Pokemon attacking you, you constantly get griefed. Don't worry though, once you get used used to the battles, you get to do them over and over and over for 40 fucking hours. Now, I know these subhuman Nintendo adults are borderline seething hearing me say this.
Pokemon has always been battles. You can't just say that.
But a large part of Pokemon was exploring, going to different areas, seeing the map, and experimenting, doing different battles with different trainers, catching Pokemon, doing battles at your own pace, playing other game modes, traveling, breeding, and more. This is just fucking grind simulator. We used to get mountains, volcanoes, shipwrecks, forests, the ocean, haunted towers, underwater, infinite vibes, all with so much care, and it looked so fucking good. The aesthetic was unmatched. When I played Diamond as a kid, I literally got lost because I didn't know where I was supposed to go next, and it was the most fun I ever had playing a game. It felt like the world was mine, and it was an actual place I could get lost in. Now, it's a glorified petting zoo, and you can walk across the entire map in 1 minute. The gameplay loop is dead. Leveling up requires exponentially more tedious bullshit every time, and the story amounts to battle, talk about battling, battle more, talk about the battle you just did, and the next battle, and then battle more after. Imagine if you left Pallet Town and Oak talked you through a 3-hour tutorial, then you had to walk in Route 1, battle a few times, come back, talk about it, go back out to Route 1, and then repeated that for 39 hours straight, and that's the entire game. And there's no story, no protagonists or evil team. Your bosses, the good guys, are loan sharks that steal your money and put your girlfriend into debt. Personally, if it's me, I would have just had her pay it back through Really though, what fucking storyline is this? This shit does not make sense. I went to a casino once, I lost $20, and my night was ruined. I felt like throwing up. The actual story is blah blah, mega energy running wild, causing issues, bringing a bunch of outsider Pokemon and putting them into little camps. Japan and camps. Interesting. So this game is literally the biggest fucking pile of dog shit in the world. And I mean that literally. It's the largest franchise in the world and makes the most money. So it is by definition certified the biggest piece of dog shit on the entire planet. And people will still say this game is good and defend it. Speaking of things you can't do, literally fucking everything. Can't go in water, can only go in certain parts of the city. And here's the part where the man children freak out because earlier I said the map is small, but I didn't mention the 6 minutes and 7 seconds you get to go underground.
But it's fun.
No, it's not. You know what else would be fun? If I killed you with a fucking brick. You know, I liked the Flash movie, but I know it's complete dog shit. You are a man-child that can't separate something you enjoy from something that's good. Minesweeper is fun. Soccer is fun, but those are games that don't cost $600 and you can actually play them without issue. It's been 7 years and Pokemon and people still pop in and out of existence. Let that sink in. They can't pop the unused map out of existence, but they make sure the Pokemon disappear constantly. Not to mention random bullshit issues. Like, man, one intense portion of the game, I sure do fucking hope my fucking game fucking freezes right now. Oh wait, maybe it didn't freeze. The game just goes black when anything character or story related happens. You don't even get cutscenes now, it's just screen goes black. Oh, that happened. Glad that happened. Richest company in the world can animate a cutscene handing an item to you, bro. Let me say some shit. If you put a black screen in a YouTube video, your retention is going to get fucked. So like all these bum ass YouTubers out here or people who just make videos on the internet, like if they try to use a black screen, they get heavily punished for it. But the richest Pokemon game in the world uses black screens to fill up shit that they don't want to deal with or animate. And when they easily could, and they've done it for decades. And then we're just supposed to like eat that up and be like,
thank you so much, guys.
Okay, so in X and Y 12 years ago, you literally had roller skates. Let me remind you. Always evolving backwards to make life harder no matter what. Thanks, Nintendo. My goat Nintendo mega corporation to the core. Can't use benches, and they have the anti-homeless armrests. This game is so based. Let's hard cut to the next section. One of my favorites for a Pokemon game. Notice that no one defends these games. Even when they praise the games, they have to say, for a Pokemon game, or modern Pokemon game, because if they tried to seriously tell people these games are good, they would get laughed at. Why does every game get this judgment?
Oh, XX is a good Pokemon game.
Is it though? Because it's complete fucking garbage next to any non-Switch game ever released. 3D does not mean better than pixelated. Everyone would prefer these Switch games be pixelated and look beautiful. Then you could actually play them. Not to mention, the 3DS games were modeled and actually ran on a fucking DS 15 years ago. I don't understand why every game is judged at a standard, but when it comes to Pokemon, you have to meat lick it at every occasion or you're not a fan. You cannot have any standards for this franchise or else they tell you that you're either not a fan or you're a greedy fanboy, and they pick whichever one makes them feel better at the moment.
It's like, yeah, the Pokemon move at 3.5 FPS. It's practically unplayable on Switch 1. It struggles to hit 30 FPS. The shaders look like an unfinished Gmon map when it is shaded. Also, characters don't move. The game is silent. The trees look worse than a PS2. We removed everything people liked about the last few games. And you have to pay for the online service and $30 for the DLC, even though the main game isn't even a complete game. I mean, yeah, it's buggy. There are no buildings or interiors. The animations are worse than the 3DS. The map has horrible performance, and the entire game is a fraction of the size of a single city in Assassin's Creed 2. And yeah, all the Pokemon designs are fucking garbage, and the main story is non-existent, and the combat system is tedious and buggy, and moving around is incredibly difficult. The buildings are disgusting cubes with PNGs on them. The windows look fucking hideous. There's no surfing or exploration or gyms or Pokemon League or any post-game or any game at all, and the parkour is designed by an autistic 15-year-old, and there's not enough water.
But for a Pokemon game, it's great, amazing, 8 or 9 out of 10, favorite Pokemon game ever. You would seriously compare this to Pokemon Platinum? Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Emerald, XY, Omega Ruby, Alpha, Sapphire, even Sun and Moon? I should kill you for saying that. No joke, these people will dead ass look at you and say this is one of the best games ever made. 8 out of 10. Like, imagine being broke as fuck. Actually, you're a Nintendo fan, you don't have to imagine. Imagine someone financially struggling with many responsibilities, and you're looking for a game to play to let you escape your dead-end job. You go online to look at reviews.
What new game should I play? Elden Ring, Call of Duty, Minecraft, 2K,
Mario, literally any other Nintendo game, literally any game, and you buy this because they say it's just as good as Elden Ring. 8 out of 10. The funny part is, for the price of ZA, you could buy all of those games and have hundreds of dollars left over. If this is what a good Pokemon game looks like, then what the fuck does a fucking bad Pokemon game look like? Y'all remember when the biggest Pokemon controversy ever was no national dex in Sword and Shield? Like, that shit exploded. People talked about that for weeks. The backlash was insane. Look how fucking far we've come. Oh my goodness. Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. Enough said. Now, Nintendo is allowed to do whatever they want, whenever they want, no matter what. If you were a starving teenager from Guatemala and you opened up a lemonade stand named Luigi's, within a week, you would come home to your entire family limbless, dangling from the ceiling. Nintendo put below the minimum possible effort for this game. They could not have tried less hard. You can walk across the entire game's map in 1 minute, but God fucking forbid anyone try to actually make their own game and make it good. No one is allowed to do Nintendo anything besides Nintendo. No game tournaments, no emulators, no games, no supermarkets in rural Latin America. They won't even take care of their own games or IP, but if you put Mario on your dead kid's gravestone, they'll put a curse on your bloodline and have you thrown in alligator Alcatraz. But they will steal all of their games from the emulators that actually save them. They won't preserve or take care of their own IP, but they will literally steal the files from emulators and archivists while shutting them down and putting them in biblical debt. Imagine getting a message from Nintendo. Shit would be like the Illuminati from Steins Gate. Nintendo has sent bounty hunters after teenagers that have made better games than this. What boggles the mind is the pixelated 20-year-old games are infinitely better than anything Nintendo's done in a decade. And pixel art would cost so much less, and you could actually play it without the game crashing. Every aspect of this game has infinitely less detail than 20-year-old DS games, especially 3D games. Play the original XY, then try this. Look me dead in the face and tell me ZA is not steaming fucking garbage. Speaking of looks, the Switch 2 version doesn't even look different. It looks the exact same. It's just you can actually play it well on the Switch 2 because it runs fucking horribly on Switch 1 as usual. By the way, Switch 1s are $400 now. Came out 8 years ago and was mediocre for a console, but now it's $100 more. Don't worry though, guys. They're stockpiling money to prepare for Gen 10. This will save us. This will save Pokemon. Kantoan's century of humiliation almost over. I sure hope the trees look better than a PS1 game this time. Huh? What's that? What Game Freak's Lakoth story are you talking about? What do you mean? This next part, I've never really cared about. I mean, it's stupid, and it sucks, but I haven't regularly played Pokemon in 10 years, so I don't care. The voice acting. There is genuinely no defending this. If you don't want to hire voice slaves to narrate your game, just remove the talking animations and crank the ambient sounds. Obviously, Nintendo has the money and easily could, but what I don't get is it's not even a money issue. Like, you're in Japan, dude. You could practically buy a slave to voice characters for you there. Mappa does it. Lots of companies take over your life and ruin you. Some right-wing freakazoid just got elected Prime Minister of Japan, and she wants to literally remove work hour limits. Nintendo, you could literally just buy some broke Japanese Gen Z men and chain them down to your basement and have them voice characters for eternity. Keep them living exclusively on onigiri, red bean buns, and fami chicken. Matter of fact, here's the best idea yet. Take all of the people that infringe on your IP by emulating games or posting fan art and just abduct them and force them to live shackled in your dungeon and voice characters forever. Please, please, God, at least do it for the MILFs. Please, God, give the MILFs voice acting. Nintendo, please. I'll look the other way. Put those fan page leakers and public archivists in the brazen bull. I don't care. I'll look the other way. Just give these MILFs some voices, maybe a little ASMR, just a little, and I will happily look the other way, Nintendo. Okay, what next? Okay, what next? Let's hard cut to the next section. Please hype the video. I don't know what that means exactly. I'm on the way to pick my sons up from daycare. I'm a single father of 7 and I'm broke as fuck. Please hype the video. I don't know what that means exactly. And it's my birthday. You don't know how much fucking work this took, bro. I had to re-record this fucking video sitting in my car while it was literally freezing. This took months, and I'm broke as fuck, bro. I couldn't even tell you the amount of editing this shit took just for the audio. And I know like 90% of you are watching this shit in the background, but the visuals are also edited, sadly, because I can't help it. Please drop a like and comment too. I don't usually ask for this stuff mainly because I forget. Please, bro, it's my birthday. Please, speed. I need this. I'm actually on my way to upload the video right now, but thank you. Support the video so I can get rich as fuck and make more people angry. Chainsaw Man fans up next. Maybe ReZero. Who knows? Alright. Fuck. This is literally the most baffling shit I ever saw. Nothing could have prepared me to see this shit opening day. I saw so many pictures of this months ago, and I, no exaggeration, thought it was a shit post. Like, I saw it and I was like relieved. I was like, oh, it's a shit post. It's not actually a spoiler. And then opening day comes. There's no way. There is literally no physical possible way I am looking at this right. Mega Star Me. This has to be a joke. Nintendo has to be doing this on purpose. They're making fun of me. I just know it. They're doing this on purpose. I just can't prove it. These 57-year-old Japanese men are sitting in their offices like, yeah, LMFAO, these retards will eat anything up. We can literally do what we want and make billions. Let's fuck with the haters and just spit on them. Yeah, just elongate his legs. No, for real, seriously, they'll actually still buy this shit, bro. No, really, give him arms too. These fucking idiots will just have to deal with it. We're still getting billions. Fuck. Oh, I just checked the rest of my list. I still have so much to talk about. Oh my god. I've been writing for an hour, and that's just today. After I wrote all of this down, I wanted to drop this shit weeks ago. I've been fucking 33 minutes I've been recording this video, and I'm like, no, maybe halfway done. One of the things I've always hated the most about Switch Pokemon, and what makes it so ugly, more than Pokemon, more than the Pokemon, more than the models, more than the textures, more than the performance, frame rate, more than the trees, is the shading. Switch Pokemon has the most disgusting, washed out, hideous shading I have ever seen. It is so profoundly terrible. It's revolting just seeing clips of it. This is single-handedly the most off-putting aspect of it visually. No soul. It's like anytime there should be a shadow or shading, they give it a light, washed out sheen for some reason, which would be bad on its own, but is 1,000 times worse because this washed out, zero depth art style is pasted all over completely flat models. There is no street texture or roof texture or cutouts of buildings. You can't go in buildings. They just took a screenshot of balconies and pasted it everywhere. And every issue I have with shading and texture is exemplified in the windows. These are so fucking hideous. You can't even make it black. That's a crazy statement. Just a disgusting shade of dull blue. And the man-child fans will say, it's supposed to look like this, and it doesn't matter. Holy fuck. Oh my god, doing that fucking anime boy voice for so long earlier fucked me up. Oh fuck. And the man-child fans will say it's supposed to look like this, and it doesn't matter, cause the gameplay is the core. They will look you dead in the eye, like, no, fuck it. I'm gonna do the voice one more time before I stop this recording session and come back tomorrow. They will look you dead in the eye like,
that's just my art style. Graphic design is my passion.
Imagine if this shit didn't fucking record, bro. Or I had the wrong input. Holy fuck. Hello. I'm back the next day to record. I'm probably gonna have to come back tomorrow to finish the rest of it, because I'm recording this in my car on my phone with a mic plugged into it. The number one thing this game lacks is depth. If they upped the contrast, saturation, sharpness, dimmed highlights, lowered shadows, this game would look so much better. This is the biggest multi-billion with a B dollar corporation, and they can't even compare to my YouTube thumbnails. And when I say depth, I mean everything. The gameplay is one note, and live Pokemon battles is so fun, but it's so fundamentally fucked up how it was implemented. It's okay though. In exchange for a cool battle system, they completely fumbled it, and it only costed you the worst Pokemon game of all time. Again, when I say zero depth, there's more. The story is non-existent. The gameplay loop remains the same. Designs are the worst they've ever been. These Pokemon are god fucking awful. The teams are boring as hell. Who gives a fuck this bitch got crypto rug pulled? That's her issue. That's her issue. One city, largely the same area, copy and pasted. Grind simulator. This deadass could have been a Roblox game. Throw them in the gulag to work with that one trash-ass Chainsaw Man director. Remember when Pokemon games 20 years ago had different game modes? Like, there was literally a second screen just for the touchpad where you could have a watch. You can make Poffins and shit. Pageants, cooking simulator, mini games, slot machines, mazes, actual puzzles. Each cave system was like an actual puzzle that you had to solve. And now it's just hallway simulator. Post-game content, side quests, battle towers, and that's just scraping the surface. Imagine if you played Black and White 2 when you were a kid, all excited to finally play the new Pokemon, and then the entire game is running around Castelia City doing shitty Pokemon battles. But the game is buggy as fuck and busted, and you just randomly lose sometimes when it does work. 10-year-old you would be fucking destroyed. You would dead ass cry. I would have too, because 10-year-old you knows that game is a piece of shit, and you were so excited because of how much you love Pokemon. 10-year-old you knew that was wrong. What changed? You are a cuck. And that's not even it, cause it gets worse. This shit is $600. Imagine all of that as a kid, but also knowing you had to pay fucking $600 to play it. If your parents handed you this as a kid and said,
Sorry, honey, we had to choose between getting you this one game or 15 other video games instead.
you deadass would have started crying. You could have literally every other Pokemon game. New Super Mario Bros. Mario Kart. Whatever other bullshit Nintendo has. GTA. COD. 2K. Let this sink in. 12 years ago, you could get a 3DS, Xbox, and PlayStation for the price of a Switch 2 and Pokemon ZA. Adjusted for inflation, you could probably get at least a dozen games too, including the brand new XY. Let that sink in. For as game-changing as X and Y was, it was literally only $40. Bro. Okay. PS1 games alone clear this, visually and gameplay-wise. Sobbing in my comments.
But that's not fair. You can't compare them because this isn't a mainline Pokemon game. It has different standards.
You don't want to fucking start that conversation. Every single Pokemon Ranger game washes this 100,000 times over. Even the smaller side games from 15 years ago are way better. Every single Pokemon dungeon, even shit like Pokemon Rumble and a bunch of other titles. This is a high-ticket Pokemon game that costs $100 plus online services plus the Switch 2 for it to even function, and it's outdone by mini games from 15 years ago. But now, every single time the slopcocks that eat this up say it's good, for a Pokemon game, no it fucking isn't. No it fucking isn't. This isn't even a fraction as good as XY, especially visually, and they're both 3D games with models. If you remove the past 7 to 8 years of complete dog shit Pokemon games, then saying the words
For a Pokemon game
to describe this is disgusting levels of stupidity. Every single Pokemon game made before Sword and Shield destroys this game in every single way. We went from Emerald, Platinum, Heart Gold, Black and White, XY, Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire to this fucking shit, and the people that say for a Pokemon game don't even really mean it, because if any other video game company made this, they would get fucking killed. Alright, my nose is stuffy as fuck. I'm gonna save the rest for tomorrow. If Ubisoft made this game, they'd get strung up by their toes. Imagine if a AAA company made this. It would actually be good. And a good game studio does not have a fraction of the resources that Nintendo has. Even Ubisoft's dog shit, Assassin's Creed, to this day has a huge detailed map. Elden Ring is still a new game. They're making more, and they made a roguelike for it. There is so much to discover and get lost in other video games, and I'm not even a huge gamer. Imagine all the indie games you could buy instead of ZA, like 30 to 60 easily. There is nothing to be found in this game. For $100, Nintendo wants you to spend 40 hours running around an empty hallway the size of a single city in a Pokemon game from a decade ago. There is no exploration, no joy or wonder or whimsy to get lost in, because the unfinished aspects of the game are irritating and immersion breaking. Although I will admit the move animations do look great and they are very high quality. There's no wild areas or different climates or habitats. Your local zoo is larger than this city. I keep bringing it up, but the average Roblox game has a better map than this, and the game's not even complete. You know, I don't think I described how fundamentally fucking stupid the battling is. When you're locked onto a Pokemon, you can't use items, or dodge, or run. In a game where you die to 3 random AoE attacks, you can't move and fight at the same time, or use items. The entire point of items in games is they're used during a battle. The entire fucking point of this busted ass, buggy fucking battling is that the turn-based system is gone. So why can't I fucking fucking run, or battle, or use items, or dodge at the same time if the entire fucking point is you can do anything, anytime freely? Why the fuck is the most basic part of the battle fundamentally locked? How do you sell $30 DLC for a game that hasn't come out yet? A game you can't even make models for, but you feel zero guilt selling it along with the unpolished battle system with the update downloadable content day one. We can't even get a post game, but on everything, Nintendo will make absolutely sure the paid DLC is always there. How the fuck do you get worse from Arceus? You literally had the fucking blueprint right there, and 3 years to improve it. Change battles slightly and add the desert area we couldn't get to in XY. Couple other areas, it would have been so easy. With the fucking money they make from this, it would be the easiest thing in the world. I keep throwing around numbers, but let's actually break it down. $450 for a Switch 2 for this game to actually function. $70 game and $30 DLC along with Pokemon Bank and online easily puts this at least $600 after taxes. With a high minimum wage in a wealthy state, that's best case scenario 45 hours minimum of working your job just for the game to not fucking work and look like an autistic Gmod map when it does. When was the last time Pokemon released a good game? An actually enjoyable good game? Sun Moon? Ultra Sun? Ultra Moon? Even then, they started the endless tutorial and constant mind-boggling amounts of dialogue and cutscenes. Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire was the last great game. It's so fucking funny to look back on how many people complained about the game, or previous games like XY, Diamond, Pearl, and compare them to now. Like, yeah, do you guys remember all the issues people had back then? They were calling it like, oh my god, this game's this and this and this and this. And then, like, imagine if you teleported everyone directly from that era to this.
Like, yeah, it looks like shit. You can't even play it without a $450 console, and it's incomplete with paid DLC. The story is non-existent, no national decks, no movement, it's one map, and the shading is hideous, and the models are atrocious PNGs pasted onto flat cubes, and the combat will randomly break, and it fundamentally sucks, and there's no post-game or any game because there's no story, and the antagonists suck, and the protagonists suck, and moving around is clunky and annoying, and all of the megas are hilariously fucking terrible, and the character designs aren't as good, and everything.
Sadly, though, no matter how terrible Pokemon gets, it always breaks sales records. Wait, what's that? Pokemon ZA actually had a huge drop in sales from the last installment, and half of those were from people that got duped into buying it for their Switch 1. The new cope, though, is to say it's the 5th best-selling title of all time, which is a weird way to say the worst-selling Pokemon Switch game ever and the worst-selling Pokemon game in over 7 years. Like, the way people choose to reframe these numbers, it's like,
Ahaha! It's the 5th best-selling game of all time. It's the best-selling physical game of the year. Looks like the Nintendo haters were detached. So much for your boycott. Thought this game was bad.
Like, you realize this Pokemon, it was still going to break records and shit anyways. Like, if it wasn't the best-selling game of the year with a brand new installment on a brand new console, that would be kind of fucking crazy. So the fact that it even sells this little, less than all the other games so far, is pretty fucking hilarious, to be honest. They reframe everything as like some victory. They remove all context of it being the biggest franchise on the entire planet, the most popular game franchise ever, and all this other stuff, and making like untold money every single month. And they act like it's some indie game that's like breaking records, so you can't criticize it because that means the game's good. Like, alright, bro. That was a long ass tangent. Okay, so I would go more into just how disappointing these sales numbers are, but it'd just be pedantic. These numbers are a huge drop off. Speaking of sales, I wonder how much this game costed. The budget for ZA was
$13 million. I have a question. How much money do you think Pokemon generates? $1 billion. But, you know, Nintendo has operating costs. They have to put money to develop games, and they have so much money and have to pay investors, and then there's so much other overhead. And per month, Pokemon makes $1 billion per month. Just Pokemon makes Nintendo $1 billion per month. Friendly reminder, this game took like 4 years to make. Out of the 52 billion Pokemon alone earned in that time, Nintendo invested $13 million into this video game. That's 2.5% of 1%, 0.025%. That's 0.02% of Pokemon's revenue, and they can't even put a fucking window on their buildings. This game is so unoptimized, it's going band for band with Western developers. The fucking game made over $350 million in first week sales. The first week made 30 times the game's entire fucking budget. But for almost a decade now, they've refused to actually finish any Pokemon game or update the awful graphics. This is biblical greed, avarice, envy, gluttony. They print infinite money because of their fans' love for the franchise, and y'all are out here begging for PS2 level trees. Like, not,
I sure hope the games can actually run this time. Hope the glitches aren't that game breaking, and I really hope they fix the hideous shape.
another $13 billion to Israel. Truthfully, Nintendo is a cowardly company. They're only brave when they can drone strike brown kids in Venezuela or send assassins after children playing Roblox. Y'all remember that time they found that one guy and put a literal debt curse on his bloodline? Like, they found a way to put him in debt in perpetuity. Like, it's infinite. He has to pay them a set amount of money monthly forever, and they make $13 billion a year. This is like a percent of a percent of a percent of their fucking earnings just from Pokemon. They're doing it just to do it. They fucking killed this guy. Oh my god. They didn't even want to smoke Pal World at first. They built up their courage and they're trying now. Oh, wait. They just fucking lost that lawsuit. I'd love to see what they'd do if Israel tried to infringe their IP. Actually, they wouldn't do shit because the US government did it and Nintendo didn't do shit. Then again, outside of the Middle East, there is literally not a single country that would rather mess with the US than Israel. Find me a more Israeli company than Nintendo, brah. Man, I said the country's name too much. I'm gonna have to censor that shit so much. Okay, on to the main event. Pokemon discussion. The starters. Come on, man. These fucking suck so bad. Holy shit. It's two of the worst starters ever in Totodile. I'm just amazed, man. Fucking Chikorita and Tepig. Why the fuck is Gen 4 ignored still? Despite being the best generation, the starters have 0 Megas and 0 G-Max and 0 fucking regionals. I would have sold my son's soul to get some shit like Omega Diamond Alpha Pearl. I'll still do it right now. Please, please come take him. Just give me actual Gen 4 sequels. I can get another kid, I don't care. Fucking imagine Mega Origin Giratina, Primal Reversion Palkia, Dialga, Regionals, Mega Infernape, Mega Empoleon, Mega Torterra, Sinnoh regional variants of classic Pokemon, Mega fucking Gliscor, Mega Hippowdon, Mega Weavile, Mega... Instead, we get fucking Brilliant Diamond. Hilarious what they did to Gen 5 though. Straight skipped, y'all. Can't wait for that Gen 5 Switch 3 Pro remake in 2029. You know what's funny? I wrote that joke in before the leaks for the next 5 years of games came out, and I don't want to spoil anything though, but we'll talk about the leaks at the end. But goddamn, I don't know, sometimes it kind of feels like tiring being so correct all the time. My entire life, I was so excited for Gen 4 remakes. For 15 years, my inner child flourished with joy and fantasy as to what a modern 3D Gen 4 like Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire would be. Then, I experienced what I can only imagine what someone fucking your wife raw in front of you feels like. Amazing remakes every single gen. Fire Red, Leaf Green, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire. Then, right at Gen 4, they fuck everything up horrifically. Sun and Moon into Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. The stage was perfectly set for the greatest game of all time. A platinum version of Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Then I got fucking railed for the next 8 years straight.
Time for my Sinnoh remakes.
Sword, Shield, Let's Go Pikachu, Legends Arceus, Brilliant Diamond, Scarlet Violet. I fantasized about Mega XY Giratina. Now, we're begging for a functioning game that looks as good as a PS3. Look what we have now. These Totophiles and Chikorritas are running rampant with the glazing. That was a bit crazy. I got that joke from Twitter, not repeating the Tepic one though. Fuck that. Man, fuck, that was a long tangent. Didn't even plan it, but held it in for so long. This is the first time I've ever spoken about Pokemon, so it just came out. These megas are fucking awful. Like, words can't describe them. I deadass thought it was a joke at first. With no exaggeration, it actually did take a minute for it to sink in the first time I saw it. Just genuine shock and disbelief. If I didn't see how shit Dragonite and Hawlucha were before launch, I would have written it off as a troll. I remember I laid eyes on Mega Meganium. Nah, no way. This has to be a retarded regional form. Oh, this guy's just fucking with me. Wait, it's real. No, it's not. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way. Genuinely, it can't be. For alligator. Speechless. I heard about the leak, thought it was fake, saw a fan design of the leaked Mega. Oh, cool, it's a fan Mega and the Feraligatr won't look like that. It looks worse. It's literally just Feraligatr with a red hat, and it looks like a fucking toilet. I talk about Tepig, but nobody gives a fuck about Emboar. These designs are terrible. Please just stick to the MILFs. Oh my goodness, Pokemon's track record with MILFs is out of this world. I can't even hate. There has to be like one guy in the Nintendo office behind this. It's so consistent. It has to be someone intentionally thinking, yeah, this game needs the baddest bitch the world has ever seen, and make her 40 years old. I will never switch up on this area. I see the vision on your life. I would crack every one of these MILFs. Really, I mean, I would sacrifice you on your life to have a shot at these women. Alright, maybe I should stop there before it gets too... Actually, I just realized I'm probably like the only Pokemon fan in existence that's only in it for the MILFs. The rest of y'all like kids. Anyways, these megas are the most...
This is just my art style. Graphic design is my passion.
...ass megas I've ever seen. High-key knew it was cooked once I saw a Dragonite with extra wings. Hawlucha is the same, but looks even dumber with a cape now. Chikorita, despite being top 3 worst starters ever, did not do anything at all to change it.
Yeah, let's make Mega Chikorita. Alright, cool. What do we do? Add more flowers. Oh, like Mega Venusaur? No, just add 2 more flower necklaces.
And Pyroar. Excadrill, they made his claws bigger, and then that wasn't enough, so they decided to make him fucking hideous for some reason. The greatest disappointment of all time might be Greninja, though. Fucking Mega Greninja. We had Ash Greninja, and they removed it, so of course they made up for it, right? One of the greatest starters of all time. Most hyped, generational Pokemon. Own Super Saiyan form. Made it into Smash. Everything. People have obsessed, drooled, fantasized what Mega Greninja would look like for years. So many breathtaking fan designs. And it's just Greninja standing upside down on a water shuriken. Frostlass isn't even a Mega Man. What the fuck are we doing? Like, just extend the dress to the floor and add horns. This is a G-Max form. Like, come on, be serious, bro. Zygarde is just dumb as shit. I don't even want to fucking talk about it right now. I'll come back to it. Oh, guess fucking what? Yveltal and Zygarde don't have primals. Maybe in the XY remake 10 years from now they'll do it. Which, hey, guess what? Another 4th wall break. I wrote that before the leaks for the next fucking 5 years of games come out. Man, I'm a fucking genius with my foresight. I just see the vision. I know everything. So in leaked convos, they said they would want to hold off on stuff till they return to the Gens 5 and 6 for full remakes. Are you fucking kidding me? They delayed actual remakes to like 2035 to pull this bullshit side quest detour of open world slop on us. It gets even worse when you hear their slate for the next 5 years of games. I promise you, you aren't ready. But more megas first. Malamar actually looks good somehow. Embor is decent for a mega, but again, who gives a fuck about Embor? Floette isn't even a mega, it just has a bigger flower. Raichu X looks stupid as fuck. Glorified Pikachu. Skarmory. They just fucking made it yellow and gave it bigger toes. Like, who the fuck at Game Freak thought, yeah, we're gonna make a Skarmory Mega. Now add piss and feet. Actually, never mind, I take back everything I said. This game is amazing. Dragalge actually looks good. Malamar 1 looks great. Shame that it's fucking garbage. No Clauncher Mega, though, is crazy. Drampa actually looks amazing, funnily enough. I do enjoy Raichu Y a good bit. Scrafty is under-designed, but I really like it. Although, I'm kind of biased because it's one of my favorite Pokemon, so. Alright, back to hating. Victory Bell is just Victory Bell, but fatter. In other words, they modeled it after a Pokemon fan like it's fucking Ash Greninja. What the fuck is this, man? Feraligatr looks so fucking stupid. It would be so easy to make it look cooler. Just make it different in any way at all. And the way the fucking hat attaches looks so fucking stupid too. It's just all around fucking dog shit. Who fucking thought of this, bro? Zygarde pisses me off too. The mega form of Ultima Zygarde is just making him naked and adding a gun. I see that at a gas station in Sacramento every day. This shit is lame. Starmie is appalling. This is so fucking retarded. I still struggle. This is so fucking retarded. I still struggle to make sense of it. Starmie is a psychic type. How the fuck would a psychic special attacker's mega evolution be to slightly elongate limbs and run around? This is a bad joke. I can't even imagine the sheer retardation needed to be a developer on this game and come to a meeting like,
yeah, here's my pitch for the mega evolution of Starmie. I'm a game developer from Israel, and this is my Pokemon.
But once I saw Pyroar, I really knew it was cooked, man. It's wraps. We're done here. We are done. It's over, man. I'm throwing in the towel. Like, oh, megas will be fine. This errant Starmie design, it's a troll. It's an outlier. Pyroar. Boom. Oh, fuck. The rest of the megas are cooked. The very intelligent, genius Pokemon fans pointing out the mega is the kanji for fire. Actually, you fucking bonobo. The original Pyroar's main said fire. This just added the kanji to make it great fire. The design is just fucking terrible, and they double down on the ketchup and mustard ass color scheme. It's literally Pyroar with another main pasted on top of its head. This is the most disappointing game series I've ever seen. Genuinely, what happened? Everyone was so excited when megas were coming back. We should have known. I mean, what fucking else could have happened? Did we expect them to actually come up with a mega Dragonite design? How do you fuck up like this? Just add spikes and shit. It's not that hard. Don't worry though, they're not done. Apparently, DLC split into X and Y with megas for Golisopod, Darkrai, Golurk, Staraptor, Heatran, Magearna, Chimecho, fucking Godzilla shit Pokemon no one cares about that I know the name of, but I don't feel like saying. New megas for Garchomp and Lucario too though. Don't worry though, each mega stats are borderline unusable dog shit, as seen here with Darkrai, Heatran, and Zeraora. I would be excited, but man, fuck. And look at Baxcalibur, bro. How do you glean anticipation from this? And to be honest, even if these designs designs would be good. It's not like I'm really ever gonna play Pokemon again. Deep down, we're all hoping for a Gen 10 Super Slam, but it's not gonna happen. Every few years, Game Freak, Pokemon Company, Nintendo, whoever, instill a bit of hope just to crush it in ways you didn't know they could. Introduce free roam areas, make it open world, change battle mechanics, make Arceus, make ZA, but really, what has changed? These games don't look good. They're buggy and completely lacking in polish. Pokemon designs are getting much worse with each generation now. Even when you can get the game to run good, it's ugly and outclassed by 15-year-old DS games. They are ugly and incredibly expensive. You could get 4 to 5 indie games instead of this game. You don't have to give them all your money. Other people have finally stopped. This is why the game performed the lowest it has since moving to the Switch. I love Pokemon so much it hurts. I had the Sinnoh Pokemon handbook in elementary school. I read it every morning before class. These were the first games I played. Seeing so many designs, knowing that I could pick them out to play the game how I wanted, made them feel like me. Like it was really my game, my experience, my team. It sounds gay or whatever, but the Pokemon I played through my first few games with really mattered to me, especially when I had such a terrible life growing up. This was one of the only constants. Seeing every couple years, there was a new world to get lost in that built off of my last. Something I could care about and get lost in. I disappeared from all the struggle and pain I was born in and just lived through Pokemon. I still remember getting home after getting XY down to the smallest detail. Everyone left to go do something and I just sat in the living room in a chair for hours playing it alone, turning the 3D on and off again. Seeing real Pokemon pop up in 3D in front of me was nothing short of magic. It was literally stunning. Didn't feel real. I was mesmerized. Now, for 7 years, I've watched it decay. The merch is more important than the actual Pokemon brand itself. They must hate how successful Pokemon is compared to the other IPs, and that's why they use it as a cash cow. They want other series to work as well, but they don't, so they phoned it in here. I spent so much time playing other Pokemon games when I was younger too. For so long, I was hoping Pokemon Ranger would come back. Shadows of Almia, Guardian Signs, some of the best moments I've ever had. And the context of being a Pokemon Ranger made it feel like so much more than just some monster catching game. It felt like there was so much more. I played the Pokemon Cube mobile game, all of their mini games, everything. All the hours I spent trading, breeding Pokemon, shiny hunting. I got into Pokemon cards briefly way back. Even when I stopped playing Pokemon, I would still keep up and for a few years played Pokemon Showdown occasionally. Now though, I'm sad, cause I'm wondering how much longer can this go on? How much longer till this part of me that mattered so much since I was a child just withers away and dies? Like, just thinking about how fucking new and refreshing XY felt is so heartbreaking. It was a paradigm shift. How beautiful it was. How much stuff there was to do that I could get lost in it and let wonder take over my mind for months at a time. There's always new art and cool fan stuff going on. Maybe I'll always love it and the culture, but I can't bring myself to ever be excited again. I guess I have a vague, neutral interest in what happens every new generation and checking out new Pokemon designs, but no part of me truly cares or feels passionate, just sticking around to satisfy curiosity that's been 18 years in the making. There's always a little, tiny part of me that hopes the new game will be good, even though it's not. I get 100 times more excited for Fakemon designs than any actual Pokemon news. I still watch Wolfie videos, and I still love Pokemon so much, but the heart of it is dead. I would love to come back and play another good Pokemon game, but that's not going to happen with a mainline game. Actually, editor spare here to talk about Gen 10. I am going to go against my better judgment and hope once again. I am a victim of abuse and Pokemon has me keep on hoping. Nothing will change, but if it did, it would be right now. Gen 10 is set to drop next year. Pokemon Wind and Pokemon Waves, set in Southeast Asia. This already sounds cool as fuck, but there's more. The terrorist that is responsible for all of these Switch Shintani Omori, no, not Shintani, something Omori has been ousted, and it seems as though a decent bit of Gen 10 has changed. So originally, Masuda got kicked off after he got too much control over the games around Gen 5 or 6. Then Adolf came in and took over. Apparently though, nothing changed and Omori got complete control of everything like Masuda had, which explains why everything is generic dog shit slop we've been getting for 7 years. Things like rushing the game out to match the anime and boost card sales, forcing games out on a strict schedule, mismanaging projects, and poorly allocating resources. So they send Buddy packing, thank God. Did you know Gen 8 was gonna be dinosaurs? Like fully dinosaur themed with a bunch of cool starters and a bunch of other awesome shit. Omori came in and gave us sword and shield instead.
You stupid bitch.
Omori. はーい。大森は大森よろしく。はい。
Meine Arbeit für richtig hältst, ob du glaubst, dass ich
Anyways, more leaks. Gen 10 locations included the upper west coast of America, so Washington and Oregon. For the people outside of the US, have no fucking idea what that is, but how do I even explain it? It's like very tall cliffs and like very dense, like rainy forests and like rainforests and shit, basically. Very secluded and naturey, I guess. I don't know. And also a lot of like ocean stuff. A lot of Americans probably don't either, so thought about Norse areas or whatever, and others, I don't give a fuck. And the main theme is cliffs and the sea. Allegedly, you can choose between normal Pokemon battles or ZA battling. Let me repeat, Omori is gone. Legends Arceus director is likely the one who took over, but with time to actually develop a new gen, I can actually feel hope. Okay, enough of that. I want you to guess what the next game is after Gen 10. No, really, seriously. Trying your hardest to think and guess, you would never ever get it. A remake, a new side game, actual Gen 4 remakes, more Gen 1 slop, Gen 10 sequel game, new side games? No. Pokemon Legends Galar. Oh my god, bruh. Not in my wildest dreams could I have thought this up. No proper Gen 6 game, no Gen 5 anything at all. I don't think they know Gen 6 even exists. This all makes sense actually, to be honest, when you figure Omori was completely in charge for so long and he's fucked up the next slate of games. Of course, he would skip over all the good shit people actually want, just wipe like 4 generations from existence to focus on more reruns of the dog shit slop that he made. The last Pokemon remake we got was Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire over 10 years ago, and there are no more remakes on the horizon, just half-baked, unfinished dog shit side slop games. Then, after Galar, by the way, I kinda lied, I don't even hate ZA that much, I just hate what Pokemon's become. What I actually hate the most is Gen 8 Galar. By far, the worst fucking era Zero Sauce. Anyways, after Legends Galar, they are taking all of the Japan regions, the first 4, and making a game out of it. Then, after that, comes some shit called Pokopia, or some Minecraft Terraria ass shit, which also costs $70 and comes in a digital game card, which is the worst of both digital games and physical, because you need the card to play it, but you also can't play it without downloading it and using the internet. Then after Pokopia comes Gen 11 in 2030, so maybe in 6 years you might get a remake or actual non-mainline game that's good. Oh, if I cope right now, imagine they lock in so hard on the Japan game that it's a masterpiece and the Sinnoh section is basically an actual Sinnoh remake. Anyways, if you like this video, please subscribe and drop a comment telling me going for so long. Oh my god, this fucking video is already at an hour and a half. Holy fucking shit. If you like this video, please subscribe, drop a comment telling me your history with Pokemon and talk shit about it. I love reading it. Or actually, let me know your favorite Pokemon. I feel like I should say mine now, but I can't really decide, so maybe next year after Gen 10 comes goes out and they fuck it up, and then I make a video on that too. So anyways, I do videos like this, rants. I used to try and make analytical videos, but my channel is pigeonholed into I guess all the people really want is to hear me saying extremely controversial things, and I guess my entire brand now is kind of fucking everything up and causing issues. So stick around if you like hearing extremely controversial and scathing reviews, I guess. For some reason, my viewers actually love me and really like my content, even though I say scathing shit about their favorite series all the time. By the way, I haven't actually played this game. If you think I'm spending $600 to play a modern Pokemon game, then maybe you should read Chainsaw Man Part 2, because I think you'll like it. Retard. I had to record, I recorded this entire last section, the last fucking hour of the video yesterday, and then but I guess my mic was probably too cold and wasn't working, so I got to my studio just to figure out the entire fucking hour-long recording was completely unusable because it fucking used my phone microphone. So I guess we're running it back, and then I get to fucking edit down hours. Man, I'm not... Most of this fucking video is gonna be background footage, man. I'm not editing graphics for this shit, but alright. Well, if you're still here, thank you so much for fucking staying with me. I love you. I love you so much. I love you. Bye. Let's, here's a deep poll. If you are still here, go down in the comments and type out Corsola Galar Whirlpool. No one's gonna even get what I mean, but alright. Thank you for watching. Bye. Bye. Stop. You guys give me money. Bye. Watch my other videos.